Oh, gosh. Spooked me again there, friends and family. But I am glad to see you, even though it's late tonight. We're getting a late start on cooking up our meal. But you know, you gotta eat. So, I mean, since y'all made it on over here, and it's been a while, let me show you what we're going to be doing. Because it's a very special dish. One we had in our family several times a month, especially back in the day. The money was tight. And everything I'm going to show you today, I'm putting in it. You might say it's the full-blown version. But trust me, this particular dish changed with however much money we had, what time of the month it was. Oh yeah. And what are we going to be making? Well, we're going to be making campfire beans and taters. Yes, sir. So let me show you what y'all will need for the full-blown version. Okay? So as you can see, it looks like we got a pile of stuff out here, doesn't it? Well, indeed we do. Right off the bat, what you're going to be needing is about a pound of ground beef. Now I prefer the 7327. Because remember, the flavor's in the fat. You're going to need some of your favorite bacon. Oh, about a half pound. You're going to need some potatoes, your choice. I mean, I've got these russets here that are starting to go north, starting to sprout. And it's either put them in the ground or put them in my belly. So we're going to be using them tonight. You're going to need small to medium onion. Just happen to have this one I've been working on, so I'm going to go with it. You're going to need some pork and beans. I'm using the Van Camp's pork and beans and tomato sauce. 2 cans. Or you can use your favorite baked beans. You're going to need a can of Ro-Tel original right there. Oh yeah. Some salt. Some dehydrated minced garlic. Also, you're going to need some pure ground black pepper. Oh yeah. And this time, some slap your mama. Some apple cider vinegar. Some Worcestershire sauce. Heinz tomato ketchup, or the brand you prefer. And you're going to need some type of barbecue sauce. Now I'm using the Big Bob Gibson's Barbecue Championship Red Sauce. If you don't know about Big Bob Gibson, whew, you might want to look him up. He's world famous. And of course some yellow mustard. And like always, you're going to need a cutting board, some measuring spoons, good sharp knife, and that. Plus you're going to need a skillet. I'll be using the cast iron tonight. And some type of casserole or Dutch oven. I'm going to be using my cast iron Dutch oven here. It's enamel to prepare this dish tonight. So that's pretty much all you need. And like I was saying, we had this several times a month. Sometimes during the month it might have all of this stuff in it. Other times, especially towards the end of the month, money was tight. It might just be the beans and taters, some onion, dehydrated garlic, salt and pepper. You know, the ketchup, barbecue sauce, and mustard. Wouldn't be no meat in it. And it's mighty fine, even if you don't put the meat in it. So what I've got to get to doing, I got to get those potatoes peeled on up and diced, as well as get that onion sliced up and diced. And then we got to get to rendering off our bacon and browning up some ground meat we do. So once we get everything sliced and diced and ready to start browning up and rendering some meat, we'll be right back. Well, we went ahead and got the potatoes diced on up. You can see them right on in there. It's about 3/8 of an inch dice. And we went ahead and got our onion all diced up to about 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch. I love onion. And we got the bacon out, and the old cast iron skillet starting to heat up. So let me get this here bacon on in there. And of course we got that pan heating on up. That's something always to remember. With a cast iron pan, you've got to get it going first. Now, you can cook your bacon as crispy as you want it. Me, I don't get it where it's just so crispy it's going to dissolve all up in the beans. Nope. Get us a few on in here. Get it to going. This is some nice looking bacon. Of course, what ain't nice? Try to get as much in the pan there as we can. I think that's about all we're going to get that go around. Had to give the hand a little bit of washing up there. Get that there bacon fat off the hands. So we got the bacon on in there. It's got to render its fat, crisp on up some. I don't think there's much more pleasurable than the sound of bacon frying. Except maybe the smell and taste. We all know bacon is delicious. So we're just going to let that continue cooking for a bit. Well, as you can see, that bacon's coming along nicely. Browned up, shrinking down. Oh yeah. And the smell is fantastic. It truly is. So we're going to let that continue cooking just a little bit longer. I think it's about where we need it right now. And we'll take it out and put it over on the paper towels. How about that? Drain some of that good old bacon grease off of there. Hard to grab a hold of them sometimes. My mother always did this with a fork. And I've tried to do it that way too. With some success, some not. There we have it. But I think I'm going to do 2 more slices, just so we have enough, because this is just a little 12-ounce package. And that bacon fat is nice and hot now. It ain't gonna take no time at all. And I'll go ahead while it's cooking up and get this bacon wrapped on up. Okay? Oh yeah. Nothing like bacon. An interesting note, when I was looking at that package of bacon, I bought that in 2019. It was a 12-ounce package of farmland bacon, and I paid $1.90. Think about that. Think about what bacon is now for a 12-ounce package. Some areas it's $3.50 to over $4. Unbelievable. So the old man, he doesn't Eat a lot of bacon. Not these days. You hear that sizzle? Ooh, that's so nice. Well, it does appear these last two strips of bacon are all nicely rendered on up right here. So we're just going to bring them out on the pan. Place them on a paper towel just like that. Turn off our timer where we had it going. Just to remind us when this will be done. Because we were multitasking. Doing other things and maybe we might not be paying good attention. Ooh, looks like goodness to me. So we'll set that on over there. Now, what we got to do is we got to drain off some of that there bacon grease. Okay? Well, we went ahead and drained off a little bit of that bacon grease. But we're going to keep a little bit in there too. Why? Because now we got to brown up our hamburger. So, let me get it out of the old fridge. And we'll get it on in the cast iron skillet here. If we can get it out of the package, that is. And we're just going to take it and crumble it into this nice hot skillet with that wonderful bacon grease in it. Yep, sure are. Oh yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you what. If you want to make some hamburgers that will just about knock your socks off and possibly your pants, then you cook them up in bacon grease, okay? Ooh, time to wash again. So, the only thing left to do here before we start putting this here Campfire beans and taters together is get this ground meat browned up in that wonderful, delicious bacon grease. Of course, we did pour the majority of it off, and we'll use it in other things. Bacon grease is liquid gold, folks. It truly is. So, you just break that ground beef up a little bit and let her start rendering off and browning up. Well, as you can see, that hamburger meat's starting to brown up a little. And that's something I always told the kids when I was teaching them how to cook. Anytime you were going to brown meat, you wanted to do just that. Put some brown on it. So many people, when they do their hamburger, they just sort of turn it gray. But, and I'm sure the camera won't pick it up, there's just a little touch of browning taking place on that hamburger right now. Cooked in all that luscious bacon fat. Yep. So that's about got it. And while that was browning up, I went ahead and crunched up and tore up those 7 strips of bacon. Right there they are. So, we've got everything ready to start putting this dish together right now. So we'll just turn off the heat. We'll get the casserole or Dutch oven, whichever you would like to call it or use, sprayed on up with some non-stick spray, and we're going to start putting this here dish together right now. So like I said, we got everything sliced, diced, cooked up, ready to start putting this together. Now it's just start throwing the ingredients together. First up the bat, it's going to be our pork and beans. Just going to dump them, juice and all, and rake them out of the can. We are. Yep. That's one can. And these are 15-ounce cans, by the way, in case you were wanting to know. And this makes a pile of food. Of course, the beans give it added protein. A great thing to do with your pantry supplies. Surely you got plenty of beans. Got them on in there. Now we'll open up the Ro-Tel. And we drain the Ro-Tel. We're going to dump on our Ro-Tel on in there too. Making sure to get every bit of it out. There. Got the beans and the Ro-Tel in there. Take the cans to the garbage sack and be right back. Now we're going to go ahead and drop in some dry ingredients. First up the bat is the minced garlic. And something you might not know, but will come in extremely handy if you're using dehydrated. Minced garlic is a 1/4 teaspoon is equal to 1 clove of fresh garlic. There's one. And there is 2. Right there. Next up is going to be a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. No more. Now remember, you can always add more salt, but you can't get back out of there. Nope. Once it's in there, it's in there. Next is going to be slap your mama. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of slap your mama on in there too. Just that easy. Next will be the pure ground black pepper for a 1/2 teaspoon. Give it some bite. Then we got to get in there some more wet ingredients. And we're going to be dropping in there a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Or a touch more. Trust me, it'll be okay. And next, get the old Worcestershire sauce. Oh, a couple good shakes. And we're going to put a tablespoon of that in there too. Now, got to get out the mustard, the ketchup, and the barbecue sauce. or not ketchup, I forgot. We're going to go with barbecue sauce. You can use ketchup as a substitute, but if you do that, may I suggest that you also take you and put you some brown sugar in there. And that. Now we're going to add in a tablespoon, sort of kind of heaping, of yellow prepared mustard. Just like that. Next up is going to be some Big Bob Gibson's barbecue red sauce. About a half a cup. Hopefully we got that much. Otherwise we might be substituting ketchup. Just about didn't have enough. And we're going to pour that on in there too. Okay, let me rinse these off. And now we're going to rake on in those onions. Right there. Every last little one, hopefully. Kind. Let me drain these potatoes and we'll dump them in next. So we went ahead and drained our taters. We'll pour them on in there. Now it's time to add that hamburger meat. It's cooked all up with that bacon grease. Yep. If you're watching your cholesterol, you might want to admit cooking in the bacon grease. Every time I go to the doctor, for whatever reason, I don't have a cholesterol problem. Got that on in there. Looking good. Lastly, but not leastly, the bacon. So there's all of our ingredients. And you can see, it's a pile of food. Now the only thing to do is start giving it some stirs. Carefully. Now, if you want your onions to be a little softer and no bite, then you might want to cook them just a little bit in with your hamburger meat. Now this will cook down some. And if you want more beans in yours, pop you in another can. It ain't gonna make much difference. Not flavor wise. And just get it all nice and stirred up. Try not to make too big of a mess. It's looking pretty good. Okay. Drop some over here off to the side. Making a mess. There we go. The only thing now is to put the lid on it and get it in the oven. But I wasn't paying good attention, so I forgot to preheat the oven. And we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees and place it in the oven for 1 hour. And all we're really wanting to do, since the meat's already cooked up, of course the beans, you could have ate them cold, they're already cooked, so is the Ro-Tel. All we're really doing is cooking up the onion and the potatoes and letting all that flavor come together right there. Let me show you what it looks like. There it is. Beans and taters. Campfire. Woo. Does look tasty. And if I remember from the past, it is tasty. But as always, when it's all said and done, we'll give it a taste test and let you know. Okay? We'll pop on the top of our ceramic Dutch oven here. Well, it's cast iron ceramic coated. And we gotta wait for the stove to come up to temp. We'll place it in, like I said, for 1 hour. And then we'll bring it out and check it, okay? Well, the oven just went off. It's preheated. So we got to get this thrown on in the oven. And yes, we're using the big oven tonight because I had a little difficulty getting that heavy old Dutch oven out of the toaster oven last time I put it in there. I like to dropped it. And that would have been bad. So we're using the big one. It's still chilly. It's 59 right now. So we got all the heat shut down. The only thing for heat is going to be the oven. So we're going to leave it in there at 350 for 1 hour. Then we're going to take it out and check the doneness on our taters and onions and see where we go from there. Okay? Well, I hear the timer going off. So y'all, it's been in there for an hour. We're going to take it out and check the potatoes, see how done they are. Ooh! Oh. And it's a pot full. Ooh, let's get over here on the counter. And open it on. Oh, ooh, that's hot. You would have thought it was hot. Ooh, me. Steamed up my glasses. Let me get a spoon, stir it up some. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. It smells really good. I want to check those potatoes for doneness. So as always, we'll have to get out the official tenderness checker, the fork. Nope. They're still just a little bit too firmer than what I'd like it. So we're going to drop her on back in there. I'm thinking for about another 30 minutes. Yep. I'm thinking. But since I got it out, might as well give it a bite and see. Yep, those potatoes are still just a little bit firmer than what I would like. So I'm going to set her back in there for another 30. Probably if I would have brought the temperature up to 400 instead of 350, it would be more done. But we got time. So we'll set her on back in there for another 30. Pull her out and check it then. So, set the timer again. And we'll be back. Well, timer's going off again. Time to shut the timer off and get it back out. Woo. Hopefully it'll be done this time. Because we've already checked it once. We checked it at the 1 hour mark. And the potatoes were still a little bit too firm. Ooh, it's bubbling away in there now, it is. So now we got to check these potatoes again and see how they're doing. Oh yeah, that got it. Fork slides right on in there. So the potatoes now fork tender. See how they taste. Oh yeah, those potatoes are perfect now. Time to get a bowl. Bowl some up so it can be cooling. Slide that right over there and get us a bowl real quick. And we'll get a little ladle. And we'll ladle some of this goodness on out of there. Nice big bowl. Right there. Woo, it's hot. So while it's cooling, we're gonna eat us up a biscuit or two. Because that's all we're going to have with it tonight. Nothing special. Now we could have had some cornbread, but I didn't make any. And we could have had some garlic toast. But I got some leftover biscuits. And that's how a lot of times we would have ate it back in the day. We surely would. Just going to move this on over. And nope, it's not going to cooperate. So let me get that biscuit heating up. Let this cool some. And we'll come back and do a taste test. Well, y'all, got us all bowled up, got us a spoon. Buttered up some leftover biscuits right there. Now the only thing we got to do is give it a taste test and see how it came out. Should be cool enough by now, I'm thinking. Let's get a little bit of everything right there. Get a tater or two. Yeah, it looks like a good spoonful, don't y'all think? So, as they'd say, bon appetit. Woo! That is jam-packed with flavor. Just a little bit of heat, and that from the Slap Your Mama, because it's got that cayenne pepper in it. We put that black pepper in, of course, Ro-Tel, even though it's original, rather mild. Well, and just a touch of sweetness. Now, if you'd like to make it sweeter, by all means, you can add in a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. That'll work. And if you don't have any brown sugar, white sugar will work too as well. Another thing, and I didn't have it tonight, that goes good in this is a green bell pepper. Or, for that matter, an orange one, a red one, or a yellow work just as good too. That would have been in it if Mama would have made it when we had it. So y'all, I hope you did enjoy cooking with me this evening. Maybe you'll try the recipe of some sweet and savory campfire stew with beans and taters. And as always, until we see you on the next video, y'all take care, stay safe out there, and God bless you, your family, friends, and loved ones. Goodbye for now. I am hungry. Time to take these on in to the table, sit on down, and enjoy our meal. It's 10 o'clock at night. Whew, we got to get going, because we still got cleanup to do.